Officer Buckle and Gloria, Peggy Rathman. It doesn't say by, so she must be the author. And I'm going to assume that she's the illustrator too, since there's only one name. Oh, here's a flyleaf. Sometimes with a fancy cover you get a flyleaf. Can you see all of that? Officer Buckle knows more about safety than anyone in the town of Napville. Napville, now there's a name for a town. But whenever he tries to share his safety tips, nobody listens. Until, that is, the Napville Police Department buys a police dog named Gloria. Unbeknownst to Officer Buckle. Now there's a word, unbeknownst. That means he didn't know about it. Unbeknownst to Officer Buckle, Gloria has her own way of demonstrating safety tips, one that makes Napville sit up and take notice. Sounds exciting. Suddenly, everybody wants to hear Officer Buckle's safety speech. And please, people say, bring along that police dog. So Gloria must be the police dog. When Officer Buckle discovers he's been upstage, he vows to give up safety tips once and for all. Can Gloria convince her friend to return to the job he loves, or is Napville about to have its worst accident ever? Sounds kind of dramatic. Now, here are some examples of safety tips, I think. Never play in the microwave oven. Never tilt your chair back on two legs. Yeah, I've heard that before. Never take other people's medicine. Oh, that would be deadly. Never play with matches. That could be a dangerous thing. Never play with spray cans. Yuck, in the face. Always pull the toothpick out of your sandwich. You could choke. Never bother a big dog while it's eating. Yeah. Did you know that sandwiches sometimes come with toothpicks in them? You may not know that unless you're invited to a fancy dinner party. Because Mom probably doesn't put toothpicks in them at home. I'm just thinking she probably doesn't. Here's a dedication page for Bimbo and Skippy and the people they loved. And for Crosby, who loves everybody, but especially Laura Jean. I've got a student whose last name is Jean. Officer Buckle and Gloria, Peggy Rathman. And there's the publisher. He's writing stuff down. No banana peels. That's what his shoulder patch says. So this police officer specializes in safety. Whoa, there's a chair falling. And that's part of this picture. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Napville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. Safety tip number 77. Never stand on a swivel chair. Oh no, that's what he was doing. He was doing that when he fell. He was actually standing on it. And he was putting up, never stand on it. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with students at Napville School. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes there was snoring. That girl's eating her lunch. She dropped it. This boy's asleep. He has a video game that he stopped playing. He was so sleepy. This one's playing a game called Dots. Make sure you how to do that sometime. Somebody threw a paper airplane. They're not paying attention to the officer. That's not good. Afterward, it was business as usual. Mrs. Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle. But Mrs. Topple didn't hear him. And she's liable to topple, isn't she? Huh. Then one day, Napville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school, Gloria went along. Children, this is Gloria, announced Officer Buckle. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit. And Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. Because look what Gloria's doing. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped. Look at the dog. Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. Good dog, he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had discovered that morning. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. The audience roared. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He'd never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. Very effective. Next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from the students at Knappville School. Kids do things like that. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawings showed a lot of imagination because he didn't know that Gloria was doing those things. His back was turned. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper. It said, "You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend, Claire. P.S. Always wear a crash helmet. Safety tip number 7. Quoting his safety tips. That'll make him feel good. Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to his bulletin board when the phone started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, and daycare centers were calling about the safety speech. Officer Buckle, they said, our students want to hear your safety tips, and please bring along that police dog. Well, he's becoming famous. Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 schools. Now, one of our classes is learning we don't say 313. The correct thing to say is 313 schools. Everywhere he and Gloria went, children sat up and listened. After every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having a buddy. What a team. Then one day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle in the State College auditorium. He's giving safety tips to college students now. Whoa, big time. When he finished safety tip number 99, do not go swimming during electrical storms, the students jumped to their feet and applauded. Bravo, bravo, they cheered. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. And there's the TV. Must be later that night. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. He's got popcorn. Wait a minute. Looks like he's spilling the popcorn. Look what's on the TV. It's reflecting in the mirror. The dog is looking like it's shocked. Uh-oh. Gloria looks worried because she sees him seeing what she was doing behind his back while he was giving the safety speech. She looks a little bit like, uh-oh, uh-oh. The next day, the principal of Knappville School telephoned the police station. Good morning, Officer Buckle. It's time for our safety speech. Officer Buckle frowned. I'm not giving any more speeches. Nobody looks at me anyway. Oh, said Mrs. Topple. Well, how about Gloria? Could she come? Ooh, that did not make him feel good. Look, number 100 says, never turn your back on a strange dog. Now he's not feeling good toward his dog. Someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to the school. Gloria sat on stage looking lonely. Then she fell asleep. So did the audience. She needs the officer. After Gloria left, Knappville School had its biggest accident ever. Oh no. It started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, sploosh. Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed and let go of her hammer. She's up on her stool again. Oh, her name is Topple. She's gonna topple. The next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Officer Buckle smiled. It's from his friend, Claire. The note said, Gloria, missed you yesterday. Your friend Claire. P.S. Don't worry, I was wearing my helmet. Safety tip number 7. Good for Gloria. The hammer bounced off. Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose. Officer Buckle gave Gloria a nice pat on the back. Then Officer Buckle thought of his best safety tip ever. Safety tip number 101. Always stick with your buddy. So he's back. Oh, what a happy ending.